where there is a strong PAC party agent, if votes as the ACT will be counted for ACT. And Comrade Kagema, where there are party agents, if votes as the AZAPO will be counted for AZAPO. We will always protect each other, comrades, and all others who have decided to be with us, so that as we are going to unseat a corrupt government. When we remember what the world came to know as the Sharpvillie massacre on 21st March 1960, we cannot forget the central role that the leader of the African nation and the first president of the Pan-Africanist Congress of Azania, Mangaliso Robert Sobukwe, played in the unfolding of the Positive Action Campaign. We cannot erase from our memory the brave leadership of Nyakane Tsolo and his PAC branch executive committee members who were confronted with the heavy task of reporting the death of more than 100 people in Sharpvillie. The people whose sole idea of submitting themselves for arrest on the day because they did not carry their passbooks with them led to so many being maimed, injured, and killed. This calendar day will forever remain in the annals of history because for once, the settler colonialism of racist laws against the indigenous people of Africa was exposed to the entire world. March 21st, 1961 also encouraged the new generations to resist oppression and land dispossession. They stood up to be counted as freedom fighters and part and parcel of the African Revolution. The Black Consciousness generation led by Stephen Bantu Biko called this day Heroes' Day. The PAC knew that it was making history consciously. We would have betrayed humanity if we did not stand up against the dehumanizing and unjust laws made by the racist settlers. Nikhumbule ke ma-Afrika, on this day, Sobukwe wrote to this on this day, and he said, if Leka to Khosana, a true son of the soil, would be amiss to call this day anything other than Sharpvillie Day. This is not Human Rights Day. It remains Sharpvillie Langa Massacre. The PAC said this in the post-1994 dispensation will continue to make this declaration all the time until the transformation and change agenda is the order of the day. 2024 is Mangaliso Sobukwe's centenary year. He was born on the 5th December 1924. It is no wonder that Sobukwe was called Umangaliso. He seems to have the answers for every situation. A wonder indeed. In the current PAC leadership, we say proudly that we want to be like Sobukwe because his articulation of the South African problems, first and foremost, are spot on. We find that we can rally around his vision, his concrete ideas, and his personal conduct of the struggle. He is the leader that inspires us to unite, to debate issues amongst ourselves, to learn from the African people, to have a consuming love for the Azanian masses, to sacrifice for the common effort of national liberation, and to take the view of the majority seriously in their objective quest for freedom to control their God-given land. When he resigned from a post job at the University of Witwatersrand on March 1960, he was asked by journalists why he had chosen that route. Everyone admired his top position in the academic world. They asked him why he was going full-time to work for and lead the PAC. To make his point clear, Sobukwe referred to the lesser-known fable of the dog and the jackal. Fables are stories of folklore used from the immemorial to relay wisdom and justice to successive generations. Fables are not lies. As someone I know recently stated when his leadership of the worst corrupt ever put under the spotlight. Let me repeat the story as Sobukwe put it. The jackal was walking about when it met its cousin, the dog, near the village. They were both happy to come across each other. The jackal could not stop admiring the dog for its well-being, its good looking, and its obvious good health. It asked the dog, how was it so lucky? The dog was only too happy to tell how it had master who looked after it. The dog was posted to guard the master's kraal of many sheep and the master's house and family. When the master slept at night, the dog made sure that the master had a peaceful sleep. In return for its work, the master gave the dog leftover food every day. The dog was wagging its tail happily as it narrated its relationship with the master. The jackal was almost convinced that by this story, but it observed that the dog had a collar around its neck. The dog said, this was a small thing. The master chained the dog and put a dog collar to control the dog's movement. This was, according to the dog, the small price to be fattened by the master. The clever jackal then said to the dog, you are no different from Judas Iscariot. You have betrayed your own people for a piece of silver. You are a sellout. I will remain free and roam around on my own, look for my own food, rely on my own wit to survive, stand up against all forms of oppression rather than sell my soul. In 2024 national and provincial election campaigns, we see a lot of these mushrooming political parties who are fed by Oppenheimers and Ruperts of this world. We see the bidders for the protection and preservation of white power struggles so that a black face in politics should work for interests of big business and imperial powers. These puppets, political parties, have so much funding in their bank accounts, yet they have not established themselves in the political landscape of the country. It is easy to identify them. They think apartheid and white domination are the way to go. We've been seeing troublemakers from within our ranks who have even tried to duplicate themselves as the PAC. We are interested in killing the work of the PAC by making parallel structures who are not disciplined and are on an agenda to lower the morale of Pan-Africanist Congress. We have seen the opportunists running away, those who behave like dogs in the fable that Sobukwe narrated. They are identified not like Sobukwe. We also wish all those 3 PAC members who have decided to join another party well in their new political home. But we are warning them, they must stop wearing PAC regalia in those meetings. I'm sure the party that they've joined has got T-shirts, so they must wear those T-shirts. Agents, sell out. We call upon the ordinary men and women in the street who is denied the right to dignity in his forefathers' land to go to the polls on 29 May and vote for the PAC. We call all dedicated Africanists to return their source of politics, to work on the mobilization of the African constituencies and encourage them to go and vote for the PAC. We call upon civil society organizations and their leaders to wake up to the message of Sobukwe, to bring the trusted, the tried, the true, and authentic into the mainstream of politics at the moment and work us for the transformative change. The church leaders, the professional associations, the working people, unemployed, the landless people, the traditional leaders, and the rest on the earth who catch hell every day of their lives, of the Azanian people. Let us all be like Sobukwe. Let us unite my Africa, because united we stand and divided we fall. We must talk in one voice as Africans, and there is no better time than 2024 when African people must unite and form an African government that must deliver a government that must return the land to its rightful owners, the African people. And that government is going to come on the 29th of May after the elections. We are going to win. And as Sobukwe said, we will win. Izwe lethu, Africa, one nation, one Azania. Izwe lethu, Africa, asenzi lutho ngomlomo ngomlomo, asenzi lutho ngomlomo ngomlomo, asenzi lutho ngomlomo ngomlomo.
Oh, asenzi lutho, lutho ngomlomo, asenzi lutho, lutho ngomlomo, asenzi lutho, lutho ngomlomo, oh bumlomo wasale Geneva. President Nyonso, thank you very much. Thank you very much for the powerful speech.
Izwe lethu, Africa, members Africa, kancane nje Africa, kancane, members of the media, those who had requested interviews with the leaders that are present here, President Tetema, President Magashule, President Nyonzo. Please, if you can just go into that tent, those who want to do those interviews, you are at liberty now to do it. And I'll hand over to the chairperson so that you can close our function very well. But the media, you can feel free, you can go to that other small tent on the side. You'll meet all the leaders there. You can have the interviews that you requested with them there. Thank you.
Pula! 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 We are still in the program. We have eaten the main meal, but we have not had dessert. So, comrades, allow the leaders to interact with the media. Let's proceed with the dessert that we have. May I have a revolutionary song, and then the band will take over.
Eguyasha, kuyasha, amanyamazwe, tinasa zubagun. Uyasha, uyasha, amanyamazwe, tinasa zuba, mbela guyasha, uyasha, amanyamazwe, tinasa zuba gunda, eguyasha, uyasha, amanyamazwe. Sabelo, sabelo, amanyamazwe, tinasa sabago, sabelo, sabelo, amanyamazwe, tinasa sabago, embela goyasha, oyasha, amanyamazwe. Sinasa mbela goyasha, goyasha, amanyamazwe, sinasa sabago, tosel mlambo, amanyamazwe, sinasa sabago, mlambo, amanyamazwe.
sasa embela goyasha oyashe amanyamazwe tina sasa embela goyasha oyashe amanyamazwe tina sasa uyasha uyashe amanyamazwe uyasha uyashe amanyamazwe tina sasa embela uyasha uyashe amanyamazwe tina sasa embela uyasha uyashe amanyamazwe tina sasa sabelo sabelo amanyamazwe Chosimlambo, bamlambo, amanyamazwe, tinasasaba, weblambo, emlambo, amanyamazwe, isoletu, Africa. Uyasha, uyasha, amanyamazwe. Sabelo, amanyamazwe. Sabelo, amanyamazwe. Tinasasu, embela goyasha, oyashe, amanyamazwe. Tinasasu, embela goyasha, oyashe, amanyamazwe, inasasa, sabelo.